Good evening. I hope you had a wonderful day in the Lord. Because this is July 2nd, we are in the second chapter of Proverbs. And it's almost like a carryover from earlier today. What is the best thing that will guard you, protect you? 6 letters and situations. And I'll tell you, there was something that spoke to me from this chapter where this element will protect you from those, you hang around with, who enjoy doing evil. And that struck me. That's in the youth version. And that's in verse 14, 2:14, from those who find joy in the deviousness of evil. And this brings me to something that happened in Chicago, I guess overnight. There's some folks who put some graffiti in our beloved cloud gate or bean. And this would help young people and people in general guard against, hanging with folks who just want to, do some crazy stuff. What is that element? The 6-letter W word. Wisdom. That's what is needed for such a time as this. Wisdom, it says, will preserve you, protect you. And it says in verse 10, when wisdom enters into thine heart and knowledge, you love it, you enjoy God's teaching, it will preserve you. It will be pleasant to your soul, and it will keep you and deliver you from the way of those who want to cut up out here. So that's important. Did you get anything else from Proverbs 2?
Nah.
Yeah, you pretty much was saying just doing the things of God. You said devotion. I was writing it down. You said when you do devotion, it preserves life. And when you do the things of God, it will be refreshing. It will be pleasant. All right. Well, in Numbers 20, you had some insight in that. I tell you, I wrote so much down, but I was listening to documentary of, several. One was a musician, 20 years old, Kingfish, but he's a new Kingfish from Mississippi. Did you see that story in Chicago tonight? This blues musician, but they're like, wow, he's phenomenal. And he was playing this guitar. He started in church, and he has like this cross-country tour, and he is just being elevated. He and then this artist who's 91 years old, and he has some photos being featured at the Art Institute. What am I saying? It's that all of us have a time where it's going to be an expiration date. And this was an expiration date that happened in Numbers 20 of Aaron, right? It says that the Lord said, now it's time for you to go back to your ancestors, right? And you're not going to see the promised land because you didn't, show that I was holy. You didn't carry out my orders. So that really made me think that, Lord, teach us to number our days and apply our hearts to wisdom so that we would know how frail we are, how weak we are, that this life goes away so quickly, and we want to be about God's business. And what did you get out, son?
When Aaron died, they got right to giving his job right to his son, and he didn't waste no time. He wasn't like crying. I mean, I'm sure he cried, but like he wasn't like why God or whatever. We all got our time. Some is sooner than others, but he got right to work, and he didn't take too much time mourning, but instead he knew the bigger picture and what like his father probably would have wanted to happen. So you should always leave an impact on somebody. It may not be your kid, but like even if you don't have kids, you should always leave an impact on somebody where you know that they're gonna continue the fire you started and keep on building the legacy that that's gonna rock the world.
Oh, hallelujah. Right? For God's glory alone. All right. So we want to all work on building a legacy for the Lord, and we want to be busy doing his business so that we can pass the torch to someone. It might be our offspring or someone who is associated with us. But we don't have time to waste. All right. Hope you have a wonderful evening. Look out for another video. Hola amiga, ¿cómo estás? That means that we're to celebrate every day, every moment that God gives us, because this life is swift. All right, have a good evening. Enjoy the blessings of the Lord.